Okay, I've been looking for a way of explaining about spiritual warfare in a way that doesn't empower the enemy, but empowers people who are dealing with spiritual warfare. If you are targeted, as I have been, then you'll know the challenges that you've been facing, which are very devious and twisted and not the way that you are at all. So the difficulty I have with sharing with you how to work with these people or how to deal with it is that if I tell you, I tell them. So I take that risk in this situation because I thought of a way of explaining it to you that really empowers you and serves to disempower them. And that is, consider that if you have haters and you have copiers, a copier is basically taking your tree, cutting it off and plonking it down and saying, this is my tree, right? They might take the tree, but they ain't got the roots. So really value your roots. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. And a hater is chopping that tree down, because usually copiers are haters, and they're chopping that tree down, and that is feeding the roots, because it's like pruning. It's gonna contribute to feeding your roots. And your roots are so important. There's something that's kind of overlooked because they're under the ground and you can't see them. And they're all kind of twisted around because over the years of your life, there is part of you that knows how to get the nutrients you need. There's bits of the tree that is you that have kind of gone off and found what they need. So they've gone round the rocks and down here and round there and twisted about to absorb what nutrients you need in order to deal with your life. So if you have somebody copying you, they ain't got the roots. They can take the top, but they can't take the bottom. And because you have the roots, you can recreate. You can keep on creating and creating and creating. There's no end, because that's your source and that's your root structure, and that comes from your life experience, okay? And when you get haters, then all they're doing is, although it can really hurt, what they're doing is they are feeding into the roots, so they're strengthening your roots. And you know, in the strongest storm, you need the strongest roots. So the people with the roots, right, are the ones that can survive the storm and can deal with this. Because if you see what is being done in this context, then just know that there is a side of you that knows how to get what it is that you need in any given situation. And that is your roots. So that is your life experience. That is not just roots as in family roots, but where you come from. It's what's happened before you met any haters or any copiers or whatever. All of that went before, right, is under the ground. It's invisible. Nobody sees it. Nobody acknowledges it, that it's there. But it's the whole equivalent. Like if you see a tree, the equivalent in roots are underneath the ground, right? A whole tree is under the ground when you see a tree above the ground. So even if someone's stealing your fruit, even if they're stealing your tree, you've got the roots, and that's the most important thing. So really acknowledge that the guidance that you've received in your life and the decisions that you've made and the mistakes that you've made and all of that is all part of your roots, and nobody ever can take those from you.